Every night, my husband's parent called to give him a curfew, saying, a good son should be home by 9. My husband sighed and said, it's just a small rule. I smiled, grabbed my coat, and said, great. Because I just booked a hotel for myself. Their faces dropped as I walked out the door. Let me start by saying I love my husband. Or at least, I did. But I never thought I'd end up married to a man whose parents still controlled his bedtime. It started small. The first time I noticed it, we were watching a movie at home, something light, popcorn on the coffee table, dim lighting, the usual cozy evening. His phone rang at exactly 8:45 p.m. I didn't think much of it until I saw the name on the screen. Mom. He sighed, answered, and the conversation went something like this. Yes, Mom. No, I didn't forget. Yes, I'll be home soon. I turned to look at him. Home. He looked a little embarrassed. They just check in. They like to know I'm okay. We had been married for almost 3 years. We lived together. This was his home. I let it slide. One weird phone call wasn't worth making a big deal over. But then it happened again. And again. And again. No matter what we were doing, where we were, or how important the moment was, the call always came at 8:45 p.m. Every single night. I noticed how he tensed up when it rang. How his face changed. How his voice dropped when he answered, like a kid about to get scolded. Some nights, we'd be at a restaurant, enjoying dinner, maybe laughing about our day. Then, buzz, 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 the mood changed instantly. He'd pick up, listen quietly, and then he'd say it. Yes, Mom. Yes, I know. Yes, I'll be home soon. And the worst part? He meant it. The first time he actually left early because of their calls, I was speechless. We had planned a date night, movie, late night ice cream, maybe a slow walk back home. But the moment 9 p.m. hit, he shifted in his seat and said, I should probably go. Not, we should go. Not, are you ready to head out? Just, I should go. Then he had the nerve to kiss my forehead and tell me I could stay out as long as I wanted. Like he was some father figure giving me permission. I should have shut it down then and there. But I didn't. I thought, it's just a phone call. It's just a habit. He'll grow out of it. Months passed. The phone calls didn't stop. Neither did his need to be home by 9. At first, I tried being reasonable. I asked questions. Why do they still call you like this? His answer? It's just how they are. Why do you listen? It's just easier. But you're an adult. They worry. But you're married. They've always done this. I realized then that this wasn't just his parents being overbearing. He didn't just tolerate it. He let it happen. Because arguing with them was harder than obeying. And I was supposed to just accept that. Our anniversary was coming up, and I wanted to do something special. I booked a beautiful rooftop dinner at a fancy restaurant in the city. Chicago skyline, candlelit table, expensive wine, the works. Then, after dinner, I had one more surprise. I had booked us a night at a luxury hotel. A full night. No interruptions, no schedules, just us. I wanted him to enjoy it. I wanted us to enjoy it. Then, 8:45 p.m. rolled around. His phone buzzed. I watched him look at it. His jaw clenched. He let it ring twice. Then, as if on autopilot, he picked up. Yes, Mom. I know. I understand. Yes, I'll be home soon. I stared at him. I waited for him to laugh, to shake his head, to tell me he was just humoring them. He didn't. Instead, he looked at me, almost apologetic, and said, I won't be too long. Like it was normal for a man to leave his wife on their anniversary because his parents told him to go home. I felt something inside me snap. I took a slow breath. I smiled. I picked up my purse, stood up, and said, great. Because I just booked a hotel for myself. Then I turned and walked out. As I walked away from the table, I could hear him scrambling behind me. The clatter of silverware, the sound of his chair scraping against the floor. Wait, hold on, he called. I didn't stop. I stepped out onto the street, the crisp Chicago air hitting my face. My heart pounded in my chest, but I kept my steps even, controlled. I wasn't mad. I was done. He caught up to me, grabbing my wrist gently. You're not serious. I turned, meeting his eyes. I just spent the last 3 years watching you put them first. It's our anniversary, and you just agreed to leave me sitting at a table alone so you could go home to your parents. I've never been more serious. His mouth opened, then closed. He exhaled sharply through his nose, frustrated. Look, I wasn't actually going to go. You just what? I cut in. You just needed to let your mommy and daddy think you were? You just needed to make them happy before making me happy? A muscle twitched in his jaw. You're overreacting. I smiled. Maybe. Then I pulled out my phone, lifted it up, and called his mother. His eyes widened. What the hell are you doing? The line rang once before she picked up. Sweetheart, is everything okay? Where's my son? Oh, he's here, I said, my voice sweet, calm. I just wanted to let you know he won't be coming home by 9 tonight. The silence on the other end was thick. Then, her voice tight. Excuse me? I booked a hotel, I said, watching the color drain from his face. Since I'm his wife, I figured he should stay with me instead of rushing home like a grounded teenager. Put my son on the phone, she snapped. I held it out. She wants to talk to you. He stared at me. I saw the war happening inside his head. If he took the phone, he was playing into it. If he didn't, he was defying her. I saw the moment he made his choice. His jaw set. He took the phone. Mom, he said, voice low. I couldn't hear what she was saying, but I didn't need to. I saw the way his shoulders tensed. The way his fingers gripped the phone a little tighter. Then, his voice quieter. Yes, I understand. And that was it. This time, I didn't wait for him to catch up. I hailed a cab, slid into the back seat, and let the driver pull away before he could follow me. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just sat there, watching the city lights blur past the window, feeling years of frustration finally settle into something solid. I checked my phone. Nothing. No texts. No calls. Good. When I got to the hotel, I checked in, took the elevator up, and let myself into the gorgeous suite. Floor-to-ceiling windows. A huge bed. A bottle of champagne chilling by the window. It should have felt lonely. Instead, it felt like freedom. I kicked off my shoes, poured a glass of champagne, and sat down on the couch, staring at my phone. Still nothing. I could see the choice ahead of me. I could let it go. I could wait for him to come crawling back, let him fumble through an apology, let him promise to do better. Or I could finally make him see what this was doing to me. I unlocked my phone and typed out a message. Me, since you're home by 9 every night, I figured you wouldn't mind if I started making my own plans. Enjoy your bedtime routine. I hit send. Then I turned off my phone. I took a long, slow sip of my drink. And I waited. I woke up to the soft hum of city traffic outside the hotel window. The sheets were crisp, the pillows plush, and the bed empty. I checked my phone. No missed calls. No messages. He hadn't even tried. I wasn't sure what I expected. A frantic text? An apology? A fight? Instead, I got nothing. The realization hit me harder than his mother's calls ever had. I had spent 3 years thinking I was competing with his parents for space in his life. But now, I wasn't sure I had ever been a contender. Maybe this wasn't just about his curfew. Maybe it wasn't about his mother's control. Maybe he just didn't care enough to fight for me. I had just stepped into the hotel shower when my phone finally rang. I expected it to be him. It wasn't. It was his father. I let it go to voicemail. Then, out of curiosity, I played it back. His dad's voice was gruff, short. We need to talk. Come to the house. No, hello. No, are you okay? Just a command. Like I was another one of their children. I stared at the phone. I had half a mind to ignore it. But a part of me wanted to see how deep this rabbit hole really went. I drove straight to their house. I didn't call ahead. I didn't warn them. I just parked, got out, and knocked on the door. His mother opened it. The moment she saw me, her expression turned cold. Not angry. Just disappointed. Like I was some rebellious teenager who had embarrassed the family. Where is he? I asked. She stepped aside without a word, letting me in. I found him sitting in the living room, staring at the floor like a kid caught skipping class. His father stood behind him, arms crossed. So, his dad said, "You're making trouble." I laughed. Actually laughed. You think I'm the problem? His father's expression didn't change. My son came home last night to a locked door. That caught me off guard. I turned to my husband. You went home. He looked at me, and for the first time, I saw something real in his eyes. Not guilt. Not shame. Fear. I knew then that he hadn't made a choice. Not really. His parents had decided for him. His father cleared his throat. Let's talk like adults. His father sat down across from me, elbows on his knees, staring me down like I was a problem he needed to solve. His mother perched stiffly on the couch, her lips pursed so tightly they were almost white. I should have been nervous. Maybe I was. But mostly, I was angry. You said we should talk like adults, I said, keeping my voice calm. So talk. His dad wasted no time. You're tearing this family apart. I blinked. Excuse me? His mother sniffed. He never used to act like this before you came along. He respected his responsibilities. He understood what it meant to be a good son. I turned to my husband, who was still staring at the floor. Do you have anything to say for yourself? I asked. He opened his mouth, then closed it. And that was my answer. His dad leaned forward. Let me make this clear. In this family, we take care of each other. We don't just disappear in the middle of the night like you did. We don't treat each other like strangers. We show respect. I exhaled slowly, trying to contain the sharp words sitting on my tongue. You mean control, I said. You don't take care of each other. You control him. His mother gasped. How dare you tell me I'm wrong, I cut in. Tell me why a grown man, a married man, has to be home by 9 like a child. Tell me why you think you have a say in where he sleeps. Tell me why you think his marriage is secondary to his parents. The silence was suffocating. His dad's jaw tightened. It's about respect. We raised him. We gave him everything. And this is how he repays us? By ignoring us? By putting some hotel stunt over his own family. I turned to my husband. Are you hearing this? They don't see you as a man. They see you as a child they still own. His hands curled into fists, but he didn't look up. His mother's voice went sharp. You will not turn our son against us. I let out a bitter laugh. I don't have to. You're doing that all on your own. And then, finally, he spoke. Enough. His voice wasn't loud, but it cut through everything. We all turned to look at him. He lifted his head and let out a shaky breath. I can't, he stopped, swallowed. I can't do this anymore. His mother shot to her feet. Do what? Be part of this family? Be a good son. He shook his head. Be stuck between you and my wife. His father's voice went low, dangerous. Think very carefully about what you're saying, son. And for the first time ever, I saw him straighten his back. I saw him choose. I am thinking carefully, he said. And I should have done this years ago. His mother clutched her chest like he had physically struck her. You're choosing her over us? He turned to me, met my eyes. Yes. I felt my breath catch. His mother started crying. His father stood up, shaking his head, like he couldn't even look at him anymore. But I didn't care. Because for the first time in 3 years, I saw my husband. Not their son. Not their obedient little boy. Just him. We left. His mother sobbed behind us, begging him to stop, but he didn't turn around. His father didn't say a word. We walked out into the cold night, and I braced myself for the next battle because there was always a next battle. But when I turned to him, expecting doubt, guilt, regret, I didn't see any of it. Just relief. I should have done that a long time ago, he murmured. I exhaled a shaky laugh. Yeah, you really should have. And for the first time in years, we went home together. On our time.